be a problem.
What is up, party people? It's Dan Hopper, your basement guitar superstar. Today, we are starting a brand new segment called Shop Spotlight. I am here at a wonderful new guitar shop that I just found, new to me anyway, that I just found out about within the next 6 weeks, called the Guitar Farm. It's in New London, Iowa, and I'm with the owner, Greg. Greg, thank you for having me. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it. So what I want to do, we will talk to Greg about kind of how he got into the industry, what brands he carries, stuff like that, and then I will give you guys a tour of the shop. But for now, Greg, for people that have not heard of this shop before, obviously you're coming up on your 10-year anniversary, so congrats on that. Or
Thank
this
you.
is the 10 year,
this
right?
is my 10th year.
Okay. So kind of fill me in about how you got into the business of doing this, or what inspired you to start your own shop.
Oh, I suppose this started back when I was 13 years old, when I first was introduced to the guitar, and my plan from that point forward was to learn how to play.
Okay.
And as I went through school, my focus was on being a businessman at some time in my lifetime and running a music store.
Okay.
And this really came to me by chance. I'd worked in retail for most of my life, and the opportunity arose that I could do this and finish off my working years as a guitar shop owner. So I took the step off the cliff, and here we are today, 10 years later, and it's been quite a ride.
Awesome. So, when we talk about the 10-year anniversary, I mean, obviously that's a huge step for you, having been here. Why New London, Iowa, of all places?
Well, it was where I lived, and I have always been of the opinion that it doesn't matter where you're at. If someone wants to look for a guitar, they're going to travel the planet to find that guitar or the best buy on a guitar. So I thought, well, it's a safe, clean, easy to find location, and I stuck my foot here, and it's surprised me and everyone else that we've been successful for 10 years in this location.
Yeah. And as far as stuff you carry, you have some pretty unique brands in here. I know you carry like Tagima and Vintage, obviously, because you ordered me one. Teton, several other brands. How does that work as far as getting set up with those?
Well, when I opened the shop 10 years ago, I didn't have any brands. And so it was just a collection of guitars that I had, used amplifiers. I went online and bought accessories to fill the shelves, and then started seeking suppliers. And of course, being a sole proprietor and a small volume operation, it was difficult.
Yeah.
Obviously, Martin, Fender, Gibson, all those were unavailable to me just because of the huge buy-ins and inventory requirements.
Right.
So I just started seeking brands that would be an easy buy-in for me, didn't require a huge inventory investment, and it expanded over the 10 years. And now I've got Recording King, Kona, I've got Teton, Youre, Vintage. I just got Breedlove guitars.
Oh, nice.
I'm not a dealer, but I'm allowed to purchase and resell
okay.
Wholesale costs. So that's a good opportunity because they're great guitars.
Oh, they are. I agree 100%. Besides, obviously, you have a lot of guitars in here, which I'll show you guys later in a different video. What do you do besides just selling?
Well, I'm also a repair center for the brands that I sell. I service and restore amplifiers and guitars, and do all kinds of repairs. There's not a lot that I can't do, but I've got some resources for more detailed work in regards to neck resets and those types of things.
Oh, so, sure. And you have some, like, just from me looking at it, you have some really cool pieces of gear in here right now, or you have had in the last couple of weeks. I know you post pictures on Facebook. What's the most unique piece of gear you've had in your 10 years, do you think?
Oh, boy, that's going to be a tough one because there's been so many. I've probably seen more guitars in the last 10 years than the average guitar player sees in a lifetime. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to keep them all in a collection, but I would probably say I've got a 1927 Gibson L50. That was one of the acquisitions that I couldn't turn around and resell. So that's a beautiful guitar, and of course it was the model that they put the first magnetic pickup in Gibson's line, the ES 150. So that one that probably holds the top position.
Oh, sure. So for people that haven't heard of the Guitar Farm before, what's kind of your pitch for them to come here and see the shop and hang out and choose you over, say, like their local guitar shop maybe?
Oh, I don't know. I guess just friendly service. I don't consider myself a retailer as much as I do a broker. My goal is to buy and sell guitars at a good value for the guitar player that's looking for the next best guitar in their lineup. I grew up on a budget buying guitars over the years. I've been a working musician over the last 45 years, and even probably a little longer than that, but I won't I won't date myself. And of course, it was always a struggle to find the right guitar at the right price, and that's kind of my goal. So I try to market my guitars vintage, new, used, below the market price, or at MAP, which on new guitars is kind of how they measure the lowest price that you can sell the guitars for. So.
Okay. So what's the furthest you've had somebody travel to come here?
Oh, someone who's traveled here, probably Minneapolis. I've had people from Kansas City and St. Louis.
Oh, wow. Nice.
California. They didn't come here just to see the guitar shop.
Oh,
but they came with the intent of visiting the guitar shop when they visited family in the area. So, and I've also done online business internationally over the 10 years. And of course, when the CITES laws were enacted a few years ago, it pretty well put a stop to that because you couldn't ship guitars out of the country because of the law.
Oh, sure.
So it I've shipped to Italy and Great Britain and Spain and Portugal. There was a lot of places that the online operation allowed me to ship to. So yeah, it expanded my business, and of course it hurt a little bit, but I had built up my business to the point where I wasn't counting on that international business any longer to keep me running. So
awesome. So if somebody wants to purchase something from you online and maybe they live out of state, where can they go to do that?
Well, I've got a website, but the website is not well maintained. I'm a sole proprietor, so I don't have a lot of time to maintain that location, but it's there to keep people aware that I am online and in business. Contact me through Facebook, and I can send you an invoice, and I ship just about anywhere.
Okay. And I will post the link for both the website and the Facebook page and the description below in the video. If this is a shop you think you might be interested in, obviously Greg's a great guy. He's got a ton of history and can do a little bit of everything. So please make sure, especially in times like this with the pandemic going on, that you're supporting local small business. So please go online, check out that stuff. I know he posts pictures of new guitars he gets in at least 2 or 3 times a week. So if you see something you like, go ahead and call him at, what's your phone number?
Area code 319-367-9248.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you joining us. And next video will be a tour of the shop. What is up, party people? Today it's Dan Hopper, your basement guitar superstar. Today I'm in New London, Iowa, at this wonderful new guitar shop I found here called the Guitar Farm. So we are going to go inside. I've already talked to the owner, Greg, and he was totally gracious about letting me film here. And I will post a link in the description to how you can find out about them, but we are going to go inside and see what they have for inventory. So they carry a lot of new and a lot of used stuff. He gets a lot of vintage amps in. He also fixes amps too. So those of you that are watching this from Iowa, if you need an amp repaired, Greg's probably going to be your guy for that, because I don't really know anybody else that fixes amps. So you'll see he carries Tagima or Tagima, however you pronounce that. They got some really cool guitars. I've played several of them. This is kind of their Jazz Master copy. It's a little hard to see in the light there, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. He also carries some G&L stuff. Gets in a lot of used stuff. This is the main brand he kind of carries for electric. I just ordered one from him. I did an unboxing video of it, and I'll do a playing video of it too. I love Vintage, the brand. They're based in England, but they have stuff here in the U.S. They're just fantastic. This is obviously a semi-hollow body Telecaster style guitar. He also carries like dobros and banjos. We got more amps here he's gotten in. So you see he has a Fender Acoustasonic there, Marshall, that custom head, all kinds of cool stuff that he gets in. The Squier Dimension bass, those are really cool. We got strings over here, whole wall full of basses. Yeah, he's got this Gibson SG style. Those are pretty rad. And guys, if you see anything you like in here, go to their Facebook page. Again, I'll post a link in the description below. Just type in the Guitar Farm, New London, Iowa, and you should be able to find it. Greg is awesome to work with. Just message him on Facebook or call him. I'll post their phone number in the description below too. And he will hook you up. I know he ships domestically too. This is a brand new piece that he just got in, a vintage V130 single cut. See, it's got the P90 style pickup there, only it's the Wilkinson. Trevor Wilkinson's doing some really amazing stuff. I love Vintage, the brand. I think they're awesome. He's got the Epiphone Dot copy there. That's the Vintage. This TV yellow one, I want that guitar so bad, but my wife will kill me if I buy another guitar. Got the black Vintage there with the dual P90s in it. Those sound amazing if you watch videos on them. Got a cool carving here. This amp is rad. It's an Epiphone pacemaker tremolo. And then he just got in, I think, this Marshall Origin 20, because I just saw pictures of that, I think, a couple of weeks ago. And then for acoustics, oh, he's got a ton of like Epiphone stuff that comes in all the time. He carries Tagima and Teton for acoustic guitars. He's got a bunch of that stuff in. Maybe I'll do a video on one of these next time I come down. Also get some Breedlove stuff in, used occasionally. And we'll get some pieces in on a one-off basis. I'm sure he'll post pictures of them. Here we got some more G&L Legacy series. Those are obviously their Strat copies. Check out the pickups on that white guitar. Those are totally rad. I love the way those set up. Then the Vintage Icon series, that's their stuff that is relict. That looks totally cool. It's kind of the similar color as Stevie Ray Vaughan guitars. He's got a Squier Strat there. Tagima TW series. And then, as you can see, he's got ukes and mandolins, accessories in here, all kinds of picks, and it's a 12-string. Here's the Teton. It's kind of what he has in for those now. So those are great guitars, from what I hear. I'm going to play one later and see if I like it. And then he has effects pedals in here. Looks like he has the GNX4, which is a cool multi-processor. Really easy to set up, too, if you have a manual. Yeah, he's got a pretty good assortment of used pedals in right now. All kinds of awesome stuff here. Even has method books, etc. Oh, I do want to show you guys something that's been super helpful for me too. I got one of these guitar fretboard tuning and general info sheets. This has kind of been my Rosetta Stone toward helping me figure out music theory. There's also like kind of this little chart wheel thing. Yeah, these right here. Dux Deluxe. So you can see on there it's got like stuff about the Nashville number system, each of the keys, what chords are in them, all that. That's really helped me out big time figuring out some of the music theory stuff. Also has a practical chord chart. Those are nice too. So he's got a really good mix of everything. The pricing in here is fantastic. So if you're in the market for anything guitar-wise, or you want to take a trip to an awesome shop that you've never been to before, come down to New London, Iowa to the Guitar Farm. Look it up on Google. I will post the address in the description as well. But yeah, you can't go wrong. That's a sweet place. The owner, Greg, is super awesome and was so gracious letting me come here and film today. Oh, yeah, I can't forget your guitar straps too. Got a plethora of those in. But yeah, this is a really cool place. Love the vibe here. I love taking destination trips to new guitar shops I've never been to. And if you like to as well, come here, check it out. It's a great time. And as always, thanks.